What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nate's Garage. So today we're getting a little bit change of scenery, if you will. I'm not actually in the garage right now. I'm actually in the house. So something that happened recently, we've been having a lot of afternoon thunderstorms with lightning. And the other day, come to find out, we had a big lightning bolt hit. It seemed like it was right on the top of the house. Definitely startled me when I saw the flash. And of course, you could hear it. But anyway, that evening, go to turn on the TV here, and it will not turn on at all. Also, my DirecTV box is not outputting a picture anymore. And come to find out, I also have a refrigerator in the garage that actually won't work anymore either. So, seems like in that little close lightning burst, actually lost like 3 things. So, anyway, I've got the TV in my office here. I'm going to try to fix it. I don't know if I can. I'm going to give it a shot. So I figured why not, record it. Kind of let you guys see the process. I kind of looked up some YouTube videos on this. It seems like a pretty common thing to happen. From most of the videos I saw, they kind of describe that there's a power board and then there's like a brain board. And usually you just kind of have to figure out which one is the problem. And then you might be able to get a replacement. It didn't really show like where to. I didn't see any videos that told you where to go get the replacement from. So anyway, I'm going to take it apart, take a look at it, see if I can figure it out. But yeah, so let me show you the problem. So here's the remote. Got it plugged into a surge protector. And it was plugged into a surge protector, by the way, when the lightning hit. So pushing power, nothing. So it's just not turning on at all. No lights or nothing like that, so it just doesn't do anything. Actually, on the back of the TV over here, it actually has a separate little power button. So I'm just going to push that as well. And again, nothing. So this is a Vizio flat screen. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing now. So anyway, that's the problem. So tool-wise, I've got a multimeter here. Trust me, I'm no wizard on using this. Don't claim to be. A lot of the YouTube videos I saw, they were using a multimeter to check some stuff. So I grabbed it, pulled it out of my out of the toolbox. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but figured it'd be good to have in here just in case I need to check something. Might have to look up how to check it, but that's cool. And then the other thing I've got here, just a little tool chest right here. This has got like some basic wrenches, screwdrivers. Stuff like that. Of course, I do have more tools in the garage, but again, I was kind of hoping to do this video with just basic tools that most people would probably have. So let's get into it. So obviously it's not working, so first thing I'm going to do, let's unplug it, turn it around, and then we'll try to take a look inside. Alright guys, so got the TV laying on the carpet now. So I want to take a look on the inside. So it looks like all this stuff out here, like that's all like the backing, right? Or just the back of the screen. And then it has this part right here that kind of sticks up a little bit. I'm assuming that's the boards are going to be right in here somewhere, I would think. So I guess what we'll do is take all these little screws out and try to get in there. There we go. Alright guys, so I got the back off. So you can see that's what it looked like. So maybe that's like very thin plastic, man. That's crazy. Alright, so we got that off. Let's set that over here out of the way so it doesn't get don't let it get messed up. Right over here, this is going to be the power board. And that's pretty obvious because the plug is right here. So that tells us that the power goes in here. power goes through this board basically, and then of course it runs through this cable over to this board, and this is actually the logic board, if you will, or like the brains of the operation. So I know that the DirecTV box would have been plugged in through an HDMI port. So we've got one here, and one there for HDMI ports. So it had to be plugged into one of those. So I just want to look around on those cables and maybe I can see a black mark or something that indicates what might have happened. So what we can do at this point then, since nothing's jumping out at us, I mean, we know it has to be one of these boards that's the problem, right? So what we can do, we should be able to test the power board with a multimeter. One of the first things we need to do is check the fuse, which again, the fuse is located right over here, right above where the plug goes in basically. And on your multimeter, you're going to put it on this setting right here, which is for continuity. So I'm going to flip around to that. It's like that right there. So you can see it's on that setting. So now if I touch the two tips together, it should make a sound. Okay, telling me there's continuity. So now I'm going to check that on the fuse here. Alright, so that tells me, and again I'm just holding black on one side of the fuse, right on the other side. So that tells me that we do have continuity through the fuse, so the fuse is good. Alright, so next thing we need to check is that we're getting power basically from the power board to the logic board. Now, again, I saw some YouTube videos to figure this out. But right over here is the basically the wire or the cord that runs from the power board to the logic board. Here is the pin out for that board right there, and it actually shows us that the two voltages there at the bottom are 19 volts. So what we need to do now is check the last two pins on this connector and make sure they are actually outputting 19 volts while this thing is plugged in. So obviously when the TV is plugged in, be very careful. You don't want to touch the wrong thing or touch something you're not supposed to touch, obviously. So I'm going to use extreme caution with this. The first thing I'm going to do, well, actually you can, one way of doing it would be unplugging this cable right here, and again that just pulls out pretty easy. I think I can do it without it. I should be able to touch the back of the connector actually to test it. So I think I'm going to plug this connector back in. I'm just going to try to test it from the back of the little connector here. Alright, so I'm going to grab my power cable right here. Got it plugged into the wall right now. I'm going to go ahead and plug it up. Alright, so that is plugged in. Now on our multimeter here, we want to measure the voltage coming out. So I'm going to flip it over to something close, so over to the 20 volt right here, 20 V. Okay, try to set this, hopefully you guys will be able to see it right there. So with our black lead, we want to go to ground basically, so that can be the frame of the TV, or I'm just going to use this screw right here in the corner, the silver screw. So that's going to be my ground, so I'm going to stick black in there. Now with my red end, I want to touch the last two leads on the back of this connector. So touching the one closest to the edge now. Alright, and there you can see the multimeter is showing 19.07 volts, so that's right. So, and again, it won't be exactly 19, but it should be pretty close to it. So again, black on the screw, and then touch the last lead. I've got 19 volts. And then the one next to it should be 19 volts as well, so I'm going to touch that one now. Oh, be careful to keep it on there. Alright, I'm on it, and I can see we are showing 19 volts on that as well. So the power board is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So it is actually outputting the 19 volts that it's supposed to have on those last two pins over to the logic board. So from everything I can see, and again, I don't see any visual problems on the power board. I don't see anything being blown out or any burn marks or anything like that. So from everything I can see, it looks like the power board is okay. So more than likely that means we just need to replace our logic board. Again, I've inspected it as well, and I haven't seen anything jumping out at me visually that would be a problem. But again, based on that test, that's basically telling us that something in the logic board is not working. And of course, like I said, my direct TV box blew out as well. And again, the direct TV box would have been hooked directly into the logic board via the HDMI cable, but it would not have been connected directly to the power board, obviously. So based on that, I feel confident that the problem is going to be in the logic board. So I'm going to grab the part number. So part number is right over here on the side. So I'm just going to take a picture of that, and then we'll jump over to the computer and do a little bit of research, see if we can find another one. Sometimes it seems like you can find a used one, you know, that someone is saying is still good, or we might be able to find a new one that's compatible as well. I'm not really sure. Not sure what we'll be able to find yet, but again, I'm going to go ahead and search for that, see what we can find. Hope we get one ordered, and then I'm probably just going to leave the TV, I guess, kind of as is right now until I get the new board. There's really no point in putting it back together until I get the new one. And then, yeah, hopefully we can get a new one, swap it out, and hopefully get this thing working again. Alright, guys, so here we are back at Nate's garage in the office. A few days later, since my first recording showing the issue with my Vizio TV that got taken out by lightning. So the part has arrived. So I actually found this on eBay. So basically all I did was take the model number for the TV, which is right over here. It's model number E420I-B0. So basically all I did was go to Google, search for that, and there were several listings on eBay that had the main board that we need. So there were quite a few listings on eBay. I think there was maybe one on Amazon, and I think one on Walmart.com as well. Of course, the one on Walmart.com was just the main board, and it was 50 bucks, I believe. So the eBay listing that I actually ended up going with, they have both the main board and the power board for this specific TV, and they only wanted 40 bucks for both of them. Or I could have got I think there was another listing for just the main board on eBay for about 30 bucks. So I ended up spending the 40 bucks, again, just to get the main board and the power board. You know, I figured maybe if my diagnosis is wrong, maybe I will end up needing the power board or something. You know, might as well go ahead and get it. It would be good to have both of them anyway. So that's what I went with. So this package should have the main board and the power board. The listing said that they were basically pulled out of a TV that had a cracked screen. So I'm guessing that's pretty common. You know, people that sell these parts, maybe they just kind of look for that, TVs that have cracked screens or something. And I guess, you know, they just recycle the boards out of them and, you know, save them for when someone might need one in the future. So, but again, it really wasn't hard finding the board at all. I mean, it literally only took a few minutes to find it. So I was planning on maybe including that portion in the video, actually, of me searching for it. But again, because it was so, I mean, like literally just, you know, Google, type in the model number, and that was all I had to do to find the listing. So it really wasn't super difficult to find it. So I think most people can probably do that themselves. So anyway, guys, let's crack this open, make sure it looks right, and we'll get it installed. Of course, I think I just need the main board, so that's what I'm going to install first, and we'll test if it works. And if that doesn't work, then I guess we'll move on to maybe doing the power board as well. All right, so pretty good packaging from the seller on eBay. They've got some nice bubble wrappage in there, so that's good. Protect the items. Yeah, looks like they've got some good packaging on these too. So power board right there. Looks pretty good. I'll have to compare it to the other board to make sure it's 100% accurate, but it does, just at first glance, it looks the same. It looks like they even include a little, included the little ribbon cable in there for you. So that's the power board. I'm going to set it to the side right now because I don't think we're going to need it. And then here is our main board. So it comes with all the cables and all that stuff. So hopefully nothing on here is damaged. Yeah, let me go ahead and open this up and then we'll take a look. Alright guys, so there's the main board in the package. So you can see it's got all the wires on there. It's got like this little chip guy in there too. Not sure what that does, honestly. Here's that main cable that's got to go to the power supply. So it looks like probably what they did is they just unplugged everything, I guess. So it looks like they literally just like pulled everything off the back and just threw it all in here. Like all these different little components here. This is really the one that we're interested in right here, and this is the one that runs over to the power board. One thing I'm kind of trying to see is that looks kind of weird the way this is on an angle right here. I'm wondering if that got bent maybe or something. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's still attached okay. So I'm not sure about that. Huh. Okay. Well, let's get the box out of the way, and we'll go ahead and take the back off again, and we'll compare it to what's in there. And of course, I just set this back part on here. It's not actually screwed down or anything. Take that off. Let's just kind of hold it up and compare the two real quick. So ports on the bottom all look the same. 2 HDMI, Ethernet, 2 over there, 2. So that little capacitor is bent down, so that doesn't look abnormal. That one's kind of bent over, that's fine. So you can see where the 2 ribbon cables go right here and here. Yeah, and looking at that plug, this one is not bent down at all, and this one is actually bent up quite a ways. So I'm hoping that won't be an issue. It does look like it's still attached as far as the soldering on the back of the board, so I'm going to hope that that's okay, but it does look like that's a little bit different there, the way that's bent. Yeah, the rest of these plugs basically look the same, so I guess we're just going to try to get it switched out. So for me, I mean, really, I've got all the cables still there for everything else. I think I just need the board. So what I'm going to try to do is unplug everything from this. Yeah, and it can be a little bit tricky getting all this stuff unplugged from here. You really got to be careful with it. Alright, so sorry I had to do that off camera, guys. I just didn't want to try to do it in front of the camera and ended up tearing it up. So that's the main power plug. I just unplugged it because I'm going to use the one that's already there. Hopefully the plug's okay. Again, this cable here, I mean, again, I know what I need is already on there, so we're going to take it off. Try to do some of these on camera. Alright, so there's that unplugged. Again, all these little guys we have on there too, so. Alright, there's that one. Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know what all these other things do, but I don't really care if the TV works, right? Alright, so there's everything unplugged. So now I just need to test this out. So I'm going to set all these other ones over to the side. And we need to start unplugging things. On slide 4, they actually go up, I believe. Yeah. Alright, so there's that one. So yeah, you just kind of stick your fingernail under the under that little black part, and then you can just basically just slides up or pops up, and you can pull the cables out. So there's those. Alright, power cable right here. And again, you want to be careful when you take this off. There's that. And I'm trying to kind of leave everything laying like where it was, just so it's easy for me to see where it goes. So there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Alright, so I've got everything unplugged. I think, yeah, that should be it. Alright, so now we need to take the screws off here. So let me take a break real quick, grab a screwdriver, and we'll get this old board off and get the... Alright guys, so just a regular Phillips head screwdriver. There we go. Alright, and old board is off. And you can see, and I think what was sticking, I think it was stuck right here. So that just looks like a little thing to protect it. And then I also see this right here on the back of the coaxial parts. Let me check this one and see if it has that. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this board has 2 of those right there and right there, and this board has both of those as well. So yeah, looks basically the same. So the green, this one's a little bit different green than that one, but I don't guess that matters too much, so we shall see. Alright, so we're going to set the old board to the side, come in with our new board. So just be a matter of setting it on there, really. Make sure all your screw holes line up and everything. Looks like they do. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the screws back in. We're going to cross our fingers that she's going to work. Alright, so screws went back in. Pretty self-explanatory, put them back where they were. Again, everything seemed to connect up just fine, so I'm going to connect my cables now. Obviously, make sure the TV is not plugged in when you're doing this. So that one plugged in just fine. Grab my X-Acto knife here for a second, just to make sure these connectors get pushed in good. If that works. That one works. once you get it back on, you're just going to flip the black thing back down, and you'll hear it like that. It'll kind of make a snapping sound. Alright, I guess that's as far as it goes. Yeah, it's kind of has the black line on the little cable, on the ribbon cable. So you can see where that little black line is. So I'm guessing that's what, you know, what the goal, what you're shooting for is when you clip that down, that black, it should basically cover that black line. So looks like we've effectively done that. But I've got a little piece of tape stuff right here that was on this cable right here. So I'm just going to put that back on down there. Yeah, so that should be it, guys. Everything's plugged in. Ribbon cables are snapped back on. So I guess what I want to do now, before I actually put the back on, is actually test this thing out and to make sure it like powers on or does something. I assume we'll be able to hear a click or something if it turns on. You can see I've got the manual power button right here on the back, so we can try that. I've already got my plug plugged in over there, so moment of truth. Let's plug it up to the TV and see if we get power. Cross your fingers, guys. Make sure you put the plug in the right way. Whoa, shit, we got lights, guys. We got lights. See the lights? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think it works. Sweet, that's awesome, man. This is like a $300 or $400 TV, so to get it working again for like 40 bucks is pretty damn nice. Because again, I did not want to go out and have to buy another one to replace it. So sweet. So looks like it is working. So I'm not going to flip it over yet, just yet. I want to go ahead and get the back and everything put on, and then we'll try it and make sure that it works. So, all right, guys. So got my screws here. Again, there were a couple of these that were a little bit longer than some of the others, so we need to make note of that. Make sure we get those back in the right spot. Looking at where the screws go, I can see there's two spots right here where it sticks up kind of higher. So I'm going to guess that our two longer screws will go here and here. And then I think all the rest were short ones. And then the screws right down here were for the little stand thing, for this little thing. So yeah, let's get the screws out and let's put it back together. That looks good. So yeah, so we're back together, guys. So I'm going to stand it up. I'm going to put it on the table up here, and then we'll try to turn it on, see what it looks like. All right, guys, so here we go. Moment of truth. We're going to test this thing out. Hopefully it works. I've got my remote control here. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to unplug it from the surge protector. Let me come over here and plug in the cord to the back of the TV. Alright, plugged into the back of the TV. So now we'll do it together. I'm going to plug in the surge protector and let's see what happens. Oh, we got something. It's doing something. Store demo. Demo is launching. Press exit to cancel. Exit. Choose your mode. Select store mode for in-store display. Select home use for home use. So we're going to go to home use. Do English. USA. So cool. So it's looking for networks now. So it's going to see what it finds, guys. But hey, we fixed it, right? So we had no picture at all, and random bolts of lightning screwed up our TV, but we fixed it, right? So that's what we do here at Nate's Garage. We like fixing stuff, you know. So real quick, guys, I want to show you how I'm going to handle the other parts as well. Now, a lot of people would probably think, oh, just throw all this crap away, you know, or throw the old bad main board away. Well, no, I'm not going to throw it away because, you know, maybe I need a part off of this thing one day. Maybe I have another TV that dies, and maybe it needs, you know, I don't know, one of these little guys, a capacitor or something, you know, whatever. You never know. So what I'm going to do is just write, I guess we'll just write on this gray part right here. So I'm going to write bad, no power. Then I'm going to write lightning. Okay, so there, I'm just writing on there what the problem is with this particular board. Now, I'm going to keep it though, because like I said, you never know if you might need a part off of it at some point or something. And I'm going to put it back on this little packaging that the nice eBay person sent. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Now, like I said, this main board, or the power board, I believe to be good, as far as I know. It should be good from what the eBay seller said, so I want to keep that one. You know, again, you never know if I might need it. Maybe something else happens on this TV, or maybe someone else, you know, out there is looking for the power board because something happened to their power board. Maybe I could help them out, you know, pay it forward kind of deal, you know. Maybe I'll go on eBay and make a store and sell the power board, you know, make some of my money back. I mean, that's an option too, right? So you definitely have options. But anyway, like I said, you know, I highly recommend don't discard your old parts like this, because you never know when you might need them. So again, for all these other little components that were attached to that main board that were still in the TV that I presume are still working, I'm just going to leave all those in here right now, wrapped up. And again, if something else isn't working on the TV, you know, then I can always come back and check these components to see if one of those might be what I need. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So like always, I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe, like, throw me a comment, all that stuff. You know, if you've had a similar experience or maybe a TV that you need to work on, you know, let me know how it goes or how it works out for you. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.